Alright, so we have our lino cut here. I'm just using, it's just rubber, it's the same material that you guys have, it's just pink. And then I have my tools here. You can change the blade that's on them. You just unscrew, then you can screw it back on, but you can take out the blade if you want a different size. Right now I just have a U-shaped blade and I have a V-shaped blade. They both give different textures and different line qualities. So I'll show you guys what the U-shape covers. Usually does a big strip of line. It carves pretty deep. But always remember to cut towards. Don't cut towards yourself. And try to keep your hand behind the blade. Never try to. Don't keep it up here. Keep it behind here. Yeah, you can just take the pieces of the shaved lino cut out. Just push them to the side. So those are some big lines. So whatever you carve into the lino will remain white. So anything that's carved will stay white. Anything that's uncarved will be black when you print. Here's some lighter lines with the V-shaped tool. I actually carve with my right hand. I'm left-handed, but the way I was taught was to carve with your least dominant hand and guide it with your dominant hand. So I'm just guiding it with my left hand. Yes, you can get some pretty straight lines, just trying to keep your hand behind the blade. And I'll show you guys how to make circles. So actually the way I learned to make circles is that you want to turn your lino cut. You can just keep your blade into the block and just turn. Yeah, so there's a circle right there. So you can do that. You can do that with any kind of blade, it doesn't matter. Sometimes you're gonna have to pop out sometimes it takes more than one time to do it. You can do hatching, you can do cross hatching if you want. So that's just a different way to shade. Think about shading. Think about where you want your black to be and where you want the white space to be. That's good to have it mapped out before you start carving. Yeah, you can do curved lines. You can either move your hand with the tool, or you can move the lino block. Up to you. You can try both ways. You want to make sure that you're cutting deep enough. The way I was taught is as long as your fingernail can get caught in one of the divots, that means it's good for printing. So I can just move all this out of the way. I can show you how to roll ink. So I have here just a piece of palette paper, and I have some ink. I'm just using the speedball ink that we provide. It's water soluble, so it's easier to clean up. You don't need that much ink, just a little bit. Goes a long way. And then here I'm using a Baron. So this is a Baron, or this is a roller. I'm sorry, the Baron is actually what you press onto the surface. If you want to, without using a printing press, you can use a Baron, but this is just a roller. So you just want to get a little bit of ink. You can just making sure that each side of the roller is covered with ink. I like to just make a little square. You want to hear it's almost like a hissing noise that you get when there's enough ink on there. If you listen for the noise, that means it's ready. It has plenty of ink on there. You can start to hear it. So you want to tape the edges. That was enough ink. You can hear a nice sizzle. So I'm just gonna ink the textures that I made. So I like to go up and down, and then I'll go across. Just making sure everything's that you want to be black is coated with black ink. It's going up and down, and sideways. It should kind of have like a gloss on it, like it should kind of shimmer. I have a piece of paper, so you just want to place it on top of the block, and you can use your hands to rub it, or you can use a baren. You can rub it, just putting in a good amount of pressure on it. I can use my hands. I feel like the first print always comes out a little bit messy, but you keep trying. You can make as many prints as you want. You can start to peel it back. You can see I have a print. Yeah, so I think the most important part is to make sure you flip your image and to make sure that you don't ever have the blade towards you. It takes a couple tries to get the right print, but yeah, thank you guys.